Welcome everyone to another multifamily on Zoom this afternoon. Today's conversation is real, timely, and necessary because this market is not the same. Things have shifted, deals are tighter, and what worked before doesn't always work now. So the question is not is there opportunity? The question is how do you position yourself in this market in order for you to see. Today, we're talking about how to stay active, how to be resourceful, and how to move with clarity in this market because the people who win in this market are not the ones waiting, the ones learning how to adapt. So I would like this discussion this afternoon engaging. If you guys can put your camera on because it's a real conversation we need to have. And I thought today, instead of having um instead of having a speaker, just for us to gather and discuss and have real conversations regarding real estate, what's going on in this market. I think a week ago I went to a summit, real estate investment summit, and it was the same thing. People were having very deep, real talk, real conversation because I know a lot of time we talk about all the goods, we don't talk about the bad and the ugly. However, that's where we get most of our learning from our failures, from things that do not work, from the challenges. And not talking about them, it's a huge mistake because those challenges, that's how everybody gonna learn. Um, and definitely to know how to position ourselves. So let's put our camera on so we can talk about that. One of the points I'd like to discuss is success in this market, clarity over noise. There are too much information out there. You don't need more content. You need direction. Focus on what your strategy is. And that's one of the things we can do. So um, put down in the chat what do you think, what what bring more clarity? What are you doing in this market to turn the noise down? And so you can focus on what you need to matter most. Um, give one, I would say give one, talk about one thing that keep you going. Um, Drop in the chat. Are you currently active in the market or still observing? So I want to see in the chat who are currently active in the market right now because a lot of people take, we didn't say the L, but a lot of people basically say, you know what, at this point, I'm going to take a deep breath and kind of like stay on the sideline. So, um, put something in the chat for us. Are you currently active? Are you looking? Or are you simply observing? And active, I see one person say observing of the people. Come on, guys, put something in the chat. Let's make this more active. Yay, Noel, active. And I think really I don't know. I can't see anybody's face. Are you guys facing there? I can't see if you guys currently open your camera. Please open the camera so we can see each other. Let me see if I can put it on gallery. There you go. Hi, Catherine. Um, so go ahead and put you guys camera on and let's have this conversation and see where we at. So basically having clarity will really help you get to the next level. And I'm not here to talk by myself. And again, okay, I see a couple people say they actively looking. One person said they observing. And now what are we doing? Hey, Deepak, uh, are you doing to turn down the noise? Obviously there are a lot of we know we see how the all over the world, I don't care where you live, there's a lot going on. And then in your particular life, there's a lot going on as well. Your family and everything else you have to do. But you have that business you're trying to focus on. And here there's so many things. And when it comes to content, there's like so much stuff out there, so much information. And sometimes we don't know, you can get overwhelmed. Like, and how do you keep yourself from not getting overwhelmed? I know for me, again, I don't want to talk about myself. Working out is one of the things that helped me stay focused, stay clear. Drinking water, I drink a lot of water. That helped me as well. Making sure I have meetings with my team on a regular basis help us. And I don't watch the news. That's one of my biggest wins. I don't watch the news. Um, so these are the things that help me really staying on top of what I'm doing because you want to save your energy as much as you can. And be resourceful. So the first one was clarity over noise. The second one is try to be resourceful, not passive. Deals are not falling in your lap anymore. You have to build relationship, ask questions, dig on deeper. Use platforms, workers, community, and conversation. Another thing I'm going to ask you guys on the chat. I'm going to have to start calling people's names. So, are we building relationship? And what are you doing to build those relationships? Are you networking? Are you going to conferences? You don't have to go to conferences to do those. There's a lot of um non-paid virtual meeting like we are doing here every day happening online. To tell you the truth, I don't have time to attend all of them. Some of them are educational, some of them are people who have opportunities that are offering. There are so many things. Like I said, there was an AI summit. There was real estate summit um last week, and I think it was for 3 days. Andrew Williams uh put that together and her husband, and there was a lot of gurus for something you did not pay. There were so many gurus in there. We're talking about Coach T, who's a coach. I think he live in Canada. He was there, and he's one of the biggest coach right now for real estate that help people in this business. And a lot of the gurus have used him. He was there giving his 3 cents. We had Joe Fearless, who does who's one of the people who are in charge of best ever conference. We have people talking about capital raising. So there are so many opportunities out there to learn. And sometimes it can be moving away from where we have learned, from the people we know, get out of our comfort zone. And I know a lot of people learn from different programs. So sometimes going away from these people and meet some other people and learn what other people doing, that's a great. It's clear here. Try to fix your mic. Oh, you cannot hear me, Catherine? Can you hear me better? Catherine, can you hear me now? It looks like Catherine is frozen. Yeah. That's probably why she couldn't hear me. Um, yeah, so it looks like yeah, it was her. So yeah, Catherine, I think it was you. Can you hear me now? Yeah. So what are you doing to build those relationships? Put it in the chat. What are you doing? Are you networking? Are you going to conferences? Are you going to virtual meetings? Are you meeting with people who are in this business? I mean, being an entrepreneur can be lonely. How and why? Because unless everybody you know are entrepreneurs, everybody you know are aligned with what you're doing. Other than that, if you are the maybe the only one i- between your friends or in your family, doing business, um, you don't have people to talk about these things unless when you come to meetings like that. So don't. I know a lot of time people say, I'm busy. I cannot go for an hour or two in something, you have something. Yes, that is true. We all busy. We have so much going on in life. But coming to a meeting like that, an hour, and sometimes you may be while you're doing something, you still in the meeting and you put your headphones on and then you listening. I mean, you may be cooking and you in the meeting and listening in because that help you. There might be something somebody say. There might be, I would say it's better to be sitting in front of a computer and able to get all that information and absorb, but sometimes we can't do that. So just listening. I know some of that uh real estate investment summit, I know the first day, that afternoon, I delegated it. But to stay in there, I devoted myself to be there. But the second day, I couldn't do that. And while I was cooking, I will be having my phone right there. I'm listening, and I was able to get so much information that if I were not there, I was not going to do. So, what are you guys doing? Please put it in the chat. What platform are you using? Let us know. Maybe some of us need to know which platform is better, what help. Are you doing a lot of AI? And how does AI help you? AI can be a huge, huge win right now to help you. Even doing market research, when you're doing a market research, you can go ahead and do that. Use AI. Are you using the platform? What website are you using? I know we use the Milken Institute. The Milken Institute has so much information, and then the market you're looking for. How do the market compare? Which market to stay away from now? Which market we should go to? So these are the things we need to really um, go to, and that can really help us. So are we doing any of that? Are we positioning ourselves um hello to get those information? So are you talking to brokers? Which meeting brokers do you go? Are you meeting lenders? I mean, the more lender you know, the more lenders you know, the better you position yourself. Some people say they underwriting. So the third one could be underwrite more, even if you don't buy. Um, Please put in the chat, are you underwriting? And if you are underwriting, what are you seeing? Um, I would say the best investors are always analyzing. Put yourself in a way to always analyzing as many deals as possible. Repetition builds confidence. If underwriting is not your thing, find a good partner. People think they can do this thing alone. Guys, it's not possible. Even if you don't have a W-2, you're doing this full time, this is not possible. You need a team. You need someone to strike ideas with, to talk. And when things are challenging, when things are challenging, so you can really sit down and talk to each other and get each other's idea and trying to decipher the best way to deal with the challenge you're going through. Having someone you could sit down to do that. Having a business partner can help you do that. Sometimes it's not easy to do that in the house because you have a lot going on with your husband, your partner, your wife. But with your business partner, that's what you guys discuss. You guys have that time between yourself to do that. You learn the market by being in it, not watching it. So by analyzing, you can see what's going on in the market. You may not be buying it, the deals may not be that good for you, they're not penciling out. But having that opportunity to look into those deals and to reach back to your brokers, say, hey, okay, you gave me this deal, I'm looking at it, but for some reason you told me this about the cap rate, I'm not seeing it on my underwriting. What am I missing? Sit down with that broker and show him what your underwriting is, and then he can give you pointers. And also that will let him know how serious you are if you are a student. And hey, this person is very serious. They're doing this. And then they will know not to bring you certain things. Also, you're building that relationship as well. Again, number four, number three was underwrite more, but number four is relationship are the new currency. So we just talked about brokers, lenders, operators, other investors. We are just talking about that right now. Opportunity now come to people, not platform alone. Sometimes just listening to someone and you're like, oh, maybe this person can help me with something. I can get something from that person. What this going to be? Guys, I need you guys to be in this conversation. Do not let me talk by myself. If you look, if if you look at a deal recently, just tap deal in the chat. If you just look at deal recently, please tap deal in the chat. Um, so yeah, so that's what's going on. Make sure you are on top of things because those relationships, and one thing I tell people, yeah, the market may not, lately, if you go to a conference, there's not a lot of people there. But guess what? By showing up to a conference right now, guess what that said? You still in the market. You still in this business because a lot of people don't see. You're like, oh, okay, they no longer do this. You don't have that relationship. You getting the competitive edge by being somewhere right now because a lot of people they're too overwhelmed. They don't want to go because there's not a lot going on. They're like, oh, I'm not going. But you showing up, that tell people, hey, this person is active. This person is in it in the long for the long one. This person in it and ready to go. And you'll be able to find partners better now than before because now you're able to triage the people that are very serious. I've seen a 19-year-old at BEC last year, this year, he's 19. Last year when I first met him was a conference called what's it called? Waze Fest. The Waze Fest is done in Arizona by Hunter Thompson. Um, you can find Hunter on YouTube. On he has a podcast and all that. So, and he also have a book, a very good book about capital raising. I believe yeah, that you can find that book on Amazon or something. But when you go to the conference or some conferences, you may get it for free. They give it for free. I think at BEC, when you go, they give it to you for free. So he's 19 this year. So last year when I met him, he was 18. He owned RV park that has 140 pads. Let me tell you about that 19-year-old. That 19-year-old talked to everyone in the room. Every single one. Because the reason why I know everybody you talk, they're talking about him. And then he has a little flip phone. It's a little flip phone. Haven't seen a flip phone forever. Everybody was like, how does he take people's information with that little flip phone? And I think it has more to do with his religion, and they're not really into a lot of gadget and stuff like that. But I will tell you, he make that little phone work better than most of us that has those nice phones out there. Because by the time I get home, he already emailed me. He sent me all his link tree, all his information, how to contact him. Am I raising money? Asking me tons of information. The main so you don't want to make it work for you. And then the other day there was a conference. I think it's a Peak Partnership in Arizona. He lives in Arizona, so that's easy for him to go to that. But I saw his pictures. I wasn't there, but I know a lot of people that go to Peak Partnership. You can see his pictures with some of the people that I know. I could see him in some of those pictures on Facebook, on social media. And whenever people see you, everywhere they go, they see you, they know you're active. How are we putting ourselves active? And I think that's one of the things. Stay visible and engaged. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Um, Opportunity not come to people, but not to platform alone. Yes, you may get some people to platforms, but most people will gonna come when you see them face to face. They'll be able, you're like, okay, can we partner? There's something that person may say that may strike you, that make want to be a partner. There's some information they may have that may want you to say, hey, um, okay, yesterday I went on LinkedIn. For those of you who don't know, I'm very active on LinkedIn. I post every day. And it doesn't matter if you post, nobody says anything. Um, some days you might have 40 comments. Some days you might have just two comments or just one, two reaction. Or you only have reactions. It doesn't matter. But people know you're always there because the algorithm will pick you if you keep on doing it. People are going to see you, whether they want to see you or not. But you have to do that constantly. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. And a guy posted something, oh, type Raise Capital, and I think he has another book called Faith in Business. He said, type the name of the book if you want it. I typed the name of one book. Then he reached out to me on my DM on LinkedIn. He sent me a message saying, do you want it with Kindle or do you want the paperback? I say paperback, but I don't like to read paperback. I'm more like an audio reader. And then he said, then I said, well, I don't have Kindle app. I don't have Kindle. I haven't used Kindle in a long time. Is there's an app? He said, yes, there's an app. And then I said, oh, in that case, I want the Kindle one. By the way, can I have the other book too? Because I chose the Faith in Business. And then he said, and then to my yesterday, that was the day before, right? And yesterday, he purchased the book on Amazon and sent them to me. Oh, well, if I didn't put myself out there, you think I will have that? And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. Um, so there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of jewels, but you have to go look for it. And there's something called alignment, guys. If you're seeking something, Tony Robbins said, if you're looking for red in the room, you're gonna find red, even there's no red, because you really actively looking for red. If you're looking for brown in the room, and do this, close your eyes and then say a color in your head and look around the room. You're gonna find so many of that color, and before you didn't see them. So that's what they talk about alignment. That's what they talk about. If you're looking for something, you will find it eventually, but you have to be looking. Um, and the things you keep on saying about you, if you keep on saying the same thing, if you keep on saying the same thing, something negative about yourself, it's gonna keep happening. Um, If you're saying something positive, positive gonna be coming to you as well. So whatever we put our mind, that's what we're gonna be looking for. Our heart gonna be looking for. The next one point I needed to discuss, take imperfect action. Guys, when they say imperfect action, I used to be a perfectionist. And I'm still struggling with that. And if something is not perfect, when you're trying to do perfection, you keep on going the same thing over and over and over and over. And that takes you a long time. Everybody near you able to move along. And here you are still working on that same project, on that same part of the section of your project. And it's okay if it's not perfect the first time, but you want to move along and get it done. Waiting for the perfect deal can keep you staying stuck because the perfect deal may never happen. But I was talking to someone the other day, this week, and we were saying that I know a lot of people looking for sponsors, but how about you get, if you underwrite, you know how to underwrite, look for somebody that may have money. Look for someone that may have money if you don't have money, right? Um, so look for someone for something you don't have, something you cannot provide. Um, and that way you can get yourself to the next level. And I think that's the conversation I was having to someone this week. The You don't need to know everything in order for you to move. Because many times if it's something you just studied, you're gonna learn as you do. Progress is better than perfection. And that is true. Um, little progress. And then that's how you're gonna perfecting what you're doing. But if you're trying for everything to be perfect from the get-go, it's not going to happen. Um, we talk about these things. So I will say right now, type clarity check. Do you feel clear on what market you want to focus on? Please type clear or unclear in the chat. I'm waiting for those to come. Clear or unclear? Or maybe the project you're working on. Are you clear on it? Or do you feel unclear on what you're doing? Um, and if you just studied something, you may be a little bit unclear, still trying to figure it out. Um, and these are what we need to get going right now. As far as market research, what to look for and how. Let's talk about something practical, how to actually research your market. What do you look for when you're trying to research a market? First and foremost, you want to look into population growth. Is the area is growing? What's happening in that area? Do they have job growth? Usually, if a population is growing, uh, you're gonna see some company um, maybe moving in that area. So you need to know who's hiring, who's the biggest employer in that area. And you need to know when trends are when increasing or stable or declining. Right now, a lot of places, it's not that rent is really declining, but they have vacancy. Um, and that has to do with a lot of those immigration laws. Um, is there's a lot of, if you have C property, who went in that area? Um, Supply versus demand. Too many units, not enough unit. I made a lot of people building in that area. Do you see crane? Meaning there's a lot of um construction happening. Are they building roads? Um, uh, New company heading in that area. So do your research. Is the Is the market you're looking at? Is it landlord versus tenant friendly? And if it's your backyard, but it's more landlord friendly, but it's your backyard, what can you do? That doesn't mean you're like, okay, it's my backyard, it's not landlord friendly, so I'm not gonna do anything here. Sometimes it might be the market you need to do. You start small there, but you can also look in the next state that is close by. Um, so these are other things to see how, if you get to a market that is further from you, are you going to be able to travel there? Can you get there? How can you get there? So these are things you need to look. Yes, they tell you to buy in your backyard, but should you stay away from that or should you go for it? And if you go for it, how many units you want to have there? Um, So you have to balance everything to see what's working and what's not working. And it has to be working for you because you can't be doing what everybody doing. You have to be doing something that actually works for Suze. And that you need to do. Um, how to do your market research, right? We talk about what to look for in your market research, how to do it. Use CoStar, Crexi, Zillow, census data. And we talk about AI. AI really help you. Uh, take a look, talk to local brokers and property managers. Find out what's going on. Look at comparables, what we call comparable properties, what we call comps. So compare the properties to see how they are doing, what's in the market, how do they compare with each other, and that will tell you whether a B property how B properties compare towards a C property. And then when you're doing the comparables, make sure you have apple with apple, orange with orange. Do not do apple and orange because that's not good comps. Make sure they are close to the property you're trying to compare them to. Study recent sales and rent comps. Um, that's another thing you need to do as well. Join local investors group conversation. So those are RIAs. If you don't belong to a RIAs, guys, you need to do that because that's the best way. I know people who meet a lot of partners in RIAs. You meet a lot of people who with money on RIAs. People learn real estate in RIAs. You can find mentors in RIAs. So do not take advantage of these things because those are great way to find what you're looking for. Um, so, and what can we, key reminder, you don't need to know everything about every market. You need to know one market, focus on one market. One market and one market only. That way you become an expert. I heard John Maxwell said, he said when he started leadership, someone told him that if you do the same thing every day for 1 hour, for 5 years, you become a real expert into that topic. And he said that's how he learned leadership. He was spending an hour every day for 5 long years. So the more repetition, the more you do it, then you understand it better and better and better. How to stay active in this market. Underwrite deals weekly. Talk to at least 2 to 3 people in the space. When you don't talk to people who do real estate and the business you're doing, guess what you're doing? You staying more distant from it. When you don't go to conferences, you don't meet other people, you don't go to other virtual meeting or other in-person meetup, you staying away. It's going to be the furthest it is in your mind, the furthest you can actually make a deal happen because it's so distant to you. You need, if you're doing something, if you're doing a business, you need to breathe the business every day in order for you to keep it in right here in the forefront of your brain and keep going. And that way, that's how you're gonna make little progress. That's how you're gonna make, how you call it? You're gonna see things. I'm the type of person, a lot of my ideas come to me when I'm showering. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I know some people said the ideas, I guess when I'm showering, I'm getting rid of all the lack of clarity. So a lot of people say it's it's after meditation or when they lay down in the bed. But laying down doesn't work for me because the minute I put my head down, I fall asleep. So clearly I don't have enough time for me to think. Um, oh, if I go for a walk, if I'm running, oh, that's one of the reason I started running when I started running years ago was when I run, I clear my head. If no matter how stressed I am, and also when I'm working out too. I know sometimes when I'm working out, if it's not some working out, the type of workout that I do now does not allow that, but it helps me clear my mind. We talk about that again. I think conversation like this consistently. Track what you're learning. Okay, measuring really, really help. You measure what you're doing. You measure what you're learning. Anything you're doing, you try to measure it. By measuring it, that you get to see what's working and what's not working. Stay close to the market, even if you're not buying yet. That way they tell you that way you're getting the information. So basically that's what it is. Um, Sometimes the only thing missing is the right conversation. I don't know if you guys go, there's people sending newsletters, and there's a lot of information about report, but the American Institute, they have something coming, I believe every 3 months. And it's really good information. So I would encourage you guys to read it often. And always, we just completed first quarter, and that will help you stay on top of things. You may not be able to do everything. And also, another thing that help people stay focused is building very positive habits for yourself. As you're building your business, as you're doing everything you're doing, do something that will develop you and keep that. And I don't care what it is. Like maybe um it's reading, maybe for some people, maybe reading. Yes, for some people it's learning a new skills. For some people it might be um working on their health. Whatever this may be, find something that help you along the way, develop yourself as well. Develop your team if you have a team as well. So these are the things that are gonna keep you staying focused. I know a lot of people think buying a program or certain things is not, it's too much money. It's never, if you spend money to develop yourself, it's never too much money. You'll see the return. Eventually you'll see the ROI by doing that. You may not have the money, but I'm one of those people. I strongly believe every year you have to put some money towards your development. And by doing that, let's say you start doing that in year 10, you're gonna see such a big change in you. And if you don't have money to actually buy a program, a lot of those programs, they sell books. They sell the book. The people, those people, let's say 12-week year. 12-week year, you do not have the money to join the community yet. You can buy the book. Miracle Morning, you can buy the book. So there's always a way to make it happen. And and that's how you're gonna really make build your business and build yourself and get that competitive edge going. So right now, I would say today is what? Today is I think tomorrow is Easter. And you took that time to come here. And I want you to clap for yourself that a lot of people today, they're doing other things, they're busy, but you still take the time to come here. That in itself show you a winner. And I think you should applaud yourself for being here. That means you're seeking. That means you're learning. That means you're trying to find ways. It's not just another hangout. It's something we're doing. But we here, we meet it. Is there something you're looking for? Put it in the chat. Um, Joseph type, I'm looking for partners in my backyard for 6 unit residential and 2 commercial. Anybody here interested? Joseph, what is your backyard? That's another thing. You say your backyard is so vague. Is your backyard my backyard? I live in Atlanta. I know where Joseph lives, but you guys don't. Joseph, put that down. Um, Anybody else looking for partners? Are you looking for money? Um, Sean, are you there? Thought I saw Sean. Sean, Sean, there's some information you sent me about lenders last time. Why don't you put it down on the chat so those people who looking for lenders know where to go? Um, Wilson say he's looking for passive investors and looking for money. Um, so you need to talk to lenders. Maybe investors. Sean, can you tap down that platform you sent me the other I think a month ago? If you can you tap that in there for some people know those lenders they can go to? I think it's a platform that has several lenders from what you told me last time. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll,
Um, I think we were
I'll
talking
jot
about, yeah,
this
we were talking
moment.
about, I may have it on my phone, but I don't know where to find it. Um, it was a platform you were saying, and then if you're looking for money, and then there's, I think, I don't know, you explain it to me. I may have it on my phone. Um, yeah, so these are the things. What are you looking for? What are you trying to do? So you have to put that. Somebody told me not too long ago what she said she was looking for. She told me she was looking for something. No, she has a property she wanted to sell, which is in Florida. She's not here today. I don't think I see her in the chat. She's looking for the property. It's a property by the beach. I think it's a 3 units in Florida. But she wasn't telling anyone about it. Yeah, Joseph just put his phone number. He's looking in Philadelphia. Anybody here looking to invest in Philly? Um, and these are what we need to do constantly to align people. I'm gonna give you guys a quick example. I go to a meeting called Multifamily on Zoom on Tuesdays. I haven't been lately a lot, but I used to go regularly every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's on Zoom, right? There's a lot of people there. And when I met that lady, I met her on LinkedIn. And then that same week, I went to a conference. It was her. I was so shocked. I had to open my LinkedIn and then I'm like, and look at her, look at the picture. I'm like, oh, that's the lady. And I went to introduce myself in person. And now we friends. I mean, that was like 2022, 2021. Um, but I say this to say by putting yourself out there, how you meet people. But the example I was going into is, I think I kind of forget. Oh yeah, I went to that multifamily. I went to that to Zoom at 8. And when I was at Zoom at 8, they do a breakout room. I think they do 2 or 3 throughout the 9. And in the breakout room, when they and then I got in there then I was trying to build a new business. It was funny. As soon as I get in the breakout room, the lady was talking about somebody, a friend of hers who has the same business I'm trying to build. I was so shocked. I was so shocked. I was like, I turned around, I'm like, God, is that what I think it is? And then I said, little that you know, I'm trying to build that business right now. I'm working on it. And then she connected me to that other, to her friend. In fact, when she told me she was going to, I don't know what happened, but I lost track and did not reach out to her. She reached out back to me. She's like, I want you to connect you to my friend. And she did connect me. And I learned so much. And I got so many other things from her. So just to show you, when you're seeking for something, it's in the front of your head. Oh, you may call it the universe. I call it God. Gonna connect you guys. Gonna connect you to what you're looking for. And that's what we call alignment. So just to show you, those things actually happen. Whether you believe it or not. A lot of things in this world are not coincidental. They are not coincidental. Okay? It's a system. Everything is a system. Trust and belief. I say all this to say this market will reward those who stay engaged, not perfect, not experts. You don't need to be an expert. You're already an expert as compared to the average person. But consistent. Those are the people that will be rewarded. So take what you heard today and act on it. As we always say at Multifamily on Zoom, let's meet, learn, and grow together. However, one of the other thing like to tell you guys, bring somebody, bring a friend, share what we do here with other people. And that's another way to connect. If you bring your friend here and they start coming here, then you have more people to talk about your business. So that's another thing you can do. So as it's getting near to the time for us to go to our regular life, can we all put our camera together so we can take a picture one more time? This is the famous picture time we are about to take right now. I Eve. Show your face and let's have that picture. Come on, guys. You guys are here. Let's take a picture together. Who's here? There's Deepak again. Deepak, are you in San Diego? Or LA? Where are you,
I'm
in San
in,
Diego or
yeah,
LA?
no, well, I'm north of San Diego. I'm in Irvine, California. So I'm about 30 minutes from Disney.
Okay. So, if that's not close to you, right?
No, that's a lot farther south. I'm by San Francisco Bay Area, so that's
So
Yes,
I'm
I'm not
halfway
and
between
by
really.
San Francisco
LA.
and the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, let's put our picture to take a picture. And by the way, guys, if anybody looking for a VA, let me know. We do have VAs. And then I don't know who's going to um are we going to UP? UP is in May this year. A lot of people I talk to think it's gonna be in September. It's gonna be in May. So May 15 to be exact. If you're going to UP and it's also gonna be day of retirement, I will encourage you to go. Um, so you're gonna meet a lot of people from before. I'm hoping that used to come before the pandemic, and it will be good to bring a lot of cards to meet a lot of people. It's gonna be a huge networking this year. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that's what actually happened. Um, so if you come into UP, make sure you buy your ticket. I can send you my link, and if you don't have a ticket yet, reach out to me. I will send you my link. I don't have it here. Otherwise, I'll post it in there. So you can get your ticket. And remember, you can bring somebody else as well. So do not If you can make it, please go. Do not say, oh, I don't have time. I'll go another time. Then when people don't see you, they think you're no longer into the business. Trust me. Um, and that's about it. And if you're interested into RV Park, Bob has a mentoring program. I will say to go ahead and reach out to Bob. If you don't have Bob's number, ask for call me, I'll give it to you. And make sure you mention my name. With that being said, let's have a beautiful picture. And everybody need to smile right now. Last week we had one of the nicest picture ever. And that picture really goes a long way, guys, because I posted on LinkedIn. So let's do another picture today. No, this one won't really go. Okay, got rid of it. All right, go ahead and smile, guys. Are you guys ready? Smile. Okay, my time telling me it's 3 o'clock. All right, let's smile. Tupac, your eyes was closed. Do you want to repeat it? Tupac.
My eyes were closed.
They So let's take another one for Tupac. Another picture, guys. Hold on, let me get rid of the other first one. They won't let me take another one without. Okay, let's take another picture. Uh, smile. Now is the time. All right, we have a great picture. And Michael is in it. Oh, wait. Michael, hold on. You were just coming in. Hold on. We need to repeat that picture. Sorry, guys. One more. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Awesome. Yay. We have a great picture. Um, yeah. Thank you so much. And happy Easter, guys. I'll see you guys next week with a great multifamily on Zoom. If you do anything, remember to bring someone else next week. Invite someone. All right.
Happy Easter
Bye,
to
guys.
you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Happy
Bye.
Easter.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.